Hey crafters, Leo with the Dreaming Tree, and welcome to the assembly video for our Ladybug treat holder. Okay, I've got all of my pieces cut out in front of me, as should you. And there's going to be some weird camera magic here because I had a technical issue, and as you can see here, I already put this thing together, and partway through the assembly we're going to transition to that one. These are the parts that were missed, so here's what we're going to do. There's only a few parts, and first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the main structure here, and you can see on the final that I went and inked the perimeter of this with some purple because my red, this rhubarb stock MD301, was just not quite cutting it, so I used the elderberry, which is MD507, to get that little bit of darker purple going there. And as usual, I much prefer gluing things down when things are flat. So we're going to get this part going here, get that in place. Oops, sorry, there we go. And then the two sides. This paper was perfect for this project. I only had to pick one pattern for this, so it makes it easy. And I think this would be a good little project for kids to get involved with as well, because the pieces are relatively large. You may have to help them with the gluing on the dimensional elements, but it's okay. All right, one more on this side. Let's get that in place. There we go. Okay, and there we go. Okay, so now we're going to take and glue this together. All right, let's start by anchoring the front first, since there's less weight there. So just take and apply your glue to one of the front tabs here. And we're going to thin that out all the way out to the very edge. Pull that in, line it up as accurately as you can. And press it in place. You can use your surface if need be. And head over to the other side. I love how this turned out. It's rare that you kind of get to see it midway through the process, but it's really cute and super quick. I cut this out with my Caesar Juliet machine. It cuts flawlessly. I'm can't say enough good things about it. There's a little bit of a learning curve, I will say that. All right, but before I talk more about that, let's get the glue on both of these tabs. We're just going to close this up in one fell swoop here because the length of the back makes it sort of awkward, and plus you don't want to try to have to weasel your nozzle in there after one side's already glued. So just get it lined up as accurately as you can. Help that tab kind of make contact, and then we'll let the table do the rest of the work here. Okay, all right, so that's that. And the next element that we're going to put together here is the back element, okay? And this is going to go right on top like so. Now what you want to do, these are the little half circle slits that hold the gift card in place that you can see here in the final. Okay, so just pull those out, and as you're gluing, don't put glue on the actual cutout part, okay? We're going to focus our glue on the bulk of this first and sort of work your way on the inside, okay? These little inside areas here. The little leaves that are all the way to the outside. If you can get them before your glue starts to set, by all means do it, but we can always go in and kind of paint those with glue once we have this together. That's the benefit of them being all the way at the edge of the perimeter. You can actually go in and you can learn something too. A lot of my regulars, as we'll call them, well, they know what I'm talking about, and if you don't, hang tight, I'll show you. Okay, line that up as accurately as you can. And painting is literally just taking a scrap piece of paper, throwing a little bit of glue on it. And here are those perimeter pieces that I was talking about, like right here. You can literally just dab a little bit of glue on each of them, or each individual little petal, or leaf, I should say. I always get those two mixed up. And then just press that into place. Now the ones in here, obviously, you can't really get in there, but these, very simple to get to. Just go around, just make sure that you get all of them glued down. And there you go. Okay, so what we're going to do next, essentially the same thing, except we're going to glue this to the back of this. Okay, so just want to make sure that we get that lined up as accurately as possible. That goes without saying. And there's less little cutouts, so you should be able to get all these little details covered with glue. If you can't, focus on the inside and just do those perimeter pieces afterwards with your little painting method. Okay, but I think that's going to be fine. Just drop that in. Should pretty much line itself up. May have to give it a little nudge here or there. And there we go. Gonna press that down. Let your table do some of the work. Okay. And this was right around the time that I discovered that my camera was acting up. So we'll be transitioning to the previously recorded portion of this in just a moment. These three pieces here are little grass pieces. In my final here, you can see that I ran this through an embossing machine and also inked it. For the ink on this, I used, this would be Bamboo Leaves, MD 707. That's that guy there. Okay, and the way that this is going to work, very simple. Just going to take and apply glue to the face of this, pop it in, and press it up against the front. Okay, so we'll do that. And try to keep the glue kind of just maybe a ½ inch below that grass line there. Just like that. Pop it in and press. You can put down on your surface like so. Okay, and then this one here is going to go right there. Same concept. Just try to keep that glue away from the grass at the top, just in case any piece of this kind of peeks up past the little scallops. There we go. And the last one. Okay, I think at this point, I'm going to go back to my original video. But now, happy mistakes, as the good old Bob Ross used to say. Now I have two of these. And it looks like someone else is going to get lucky and get one. So there we go. Okay, next, we're going to take these two layers. And this is just a nice little secondary layer to add some additional dimension to the project. So we'll go ahead and focus our glue on this main section here. And then once we get that on there, we'll try to hit these little leaves here as well. There we go. And we can always go back in and do some painting if we need to. There we go, line that up as accurately as you can. Press that down. Now these individual little leaves, they tend to be kind of very independent, so you may need to just gently press each individual one separately. Okay, then if you want, what you can do here, you can take and kind of curl these a little bit as they're drying to give them a little bit of dimension. Just pinch them and either pull them away or towards you, just to give them a little bit of excitement so they're not all so flat looking, like so. Okay, and then what we'll do, you can either just glue this flat up against this layer here, or if you want to add even more dimension, you can grab yourself some foam squares, and I would focus them mostly towards the bottom. Now technically you can see the little scallop shapes there, so they shouldn't be visible, but I'm going to keep the foam squares sort of out of sight. So even if you kind of peek down like an eagle eyes view, you won't see it. Okay, so we'll peel those off and pop them into place. That looks great. And just push that up towards the front as far as it'll go. And I do like that little bit of separation there. It makes it look more full. Fill that with some paper shred. It's gonna look great. Let's take a look at our little ladybug here. We've got 2 layers for the back. And mostly did that because of her little antennas. So we made that 2 layers thick. So we're going to glue one to the other, and she's going to have a nice dimensional look. And you can put our little bug anywhere you want. I thought it was, well, actually I think it was Diana who thought it would be cute to put it on the gift card after you put the gift card in place. Okay, so we've got 2 layers there. Then we have this little Pac-Man looking shape. I'm going to glue that back to back, or on top of. Doesn't matter if you put the 2 textured sides together. I'm not going to change the overall aesthetic at all because you're only seeing one side of it anyway. Had a little frilly there. Okay, and then let's grab this little section and just do a few little dots around the little cutouts. You're going to match that up with the little pizza slice cutout. The rest of it should match up nicely as well. There we go. And I hit this with a little bit of purple. Again, just like that other red. What other red? Oh yeah, the pattern. Okay. And then we'll flip this over. I'm going to grab some smaller foam squares. And I'm going to make this nice and dimensional. We'll do one there, and then one towards the top. That should do it. Okay. And we do have a little caption as well. Okay, just match that up with the bottom. There we go. If you want, you can put little pearls on the tips of the antenna. That's really cute. And let's take a look at our little caption here. So we've got 3 layers. The backmost layer is going to be the solid white. We're going to do the black layer on top of that. And it only fits one way, so don't have to worry about did I do it right or wrong. Okay, just line that up. Yep, that's what I mean. It only fits one way. There we go. Perfect. And so those little cutouts there, one is for the A and one is for the U in thank you. That way you don't have to piece the entire word letter by letter. That's always handy. Okay, so let's get the rest of this glued in place. I'm going around the perimeter first, and then I'll do a few little dots on the small little areas around the, what I guess you can call the fragile parts of the letters. Dab that with your finger so that if you did get a little too much, you don't accidentally spread it all over. There we go. That's cute. Press that down. Okay, and again, you can either glue that down flat, but I'm going to, whenever possible, I love to add dimension and shadows and highlights to my projects. If you're going to do that, if you're going to make something out of paper, you may as well go all out. There we go. And just get that nice and centered on the front. And then we have 2 little flowers, and you could probably just do this with your finger, but grab yourself a little hibachi stick and place the petal between your finger and the stick, and then just curl it towards you. And that's going to take the fibers in the paper, kind of mold them, or train them as we call it, into that shape. Okay, And don't forget to pull out your favorite bling, whether it be pearls or rhinestones or something specialty, and just glue one there and glue one there. And there you go. Super cute. I'm going to fill this with some coordinating paper fill, paper shred, and well, put whatever you want in it, along with a cute little gift card. So it's going to do it for our Ladybug treat holder. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please take a moment, visit us on our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. And also, if you make this or anything from our last bundle, I'd love to see it, and so would the rest of our community. So head over to your Facebook and do a search for Dreaming Treat Official. That's where you'll find myself and the rest of our creative dreamer community. So again, hope you had a blast. As always, I look forward to crafting with you again. Hey, thanks for crafting along with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, check out some of our other videos and please consider hitting that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to visit our site and check out our free SVG section where you'll find over 140 free SVG files complete with assembly tutorials. I'll see you in the craft room.